Hey guys, welcome back to Games Mods. So, finally we are going to go over the best blasters of 2023, and there were a ton of them. Yeah, there's a lot of competition out there for best blasters of the year. So let's just get into it. At number 10, we do have, I don't know why, but I love it, the injection molded zinc here, or also known as the Pirate Blaster from AliExpress. I just love it. I love the weight. I love the feel. It does need an orange tip, of course, but it fires 110-ish FPS, and yeah, for $30 off of AliExpress, you're not going to get any better than that, I think, especially from that site or like Temu or something. So, highly recommend this if you haven't picked it up yet. It comes in the red and the black, and then the was it the silver and the gold tube up here. So yeah, but that's number 10. On to number 9. In the number 9 spot, we have the Game Face Tryon. Now, when January came around last year, we were hearing that Game Face was coming out with something, and they hadn't come out with anything for years after, what was it, the CETA? And the Tryon was a big hit with a lot of people. It was a good entry-level blaster, and you could change the FPS with the spacers in it, which was very nice. A lot of people came out with mods for it, of course. Mostly aesthetic mods, not too much internal stuff because I don't know why. But it's a good blaster, good beginner blaster. Highly recommend it if you're just getting into Nerf and you're getting into competition. Start with the Tryon. Tryon's a good starting point. And then number 8. So in the number 8 spot, we do have the X-Shot Longshot Pro. This is gonna be your entry-level bullpup blaster, Springer. It does have one flaw though, is the plunger tube. So if you buy one, automatically buy a metal one just in case, because I think I bought over 7 of them in the past year, and some of them did come with cracked plunger tubes. So that's the only gripe about that blaster that I have. Everything else you can upgrade at your whim and whimsy, and there's tons of kits out there. And actually next week I do have a piece to put in mind that we'll do a video on. But yeah, it's basically a gateway drug into bullpup blasters. So if you like the Longshot X-Shot Pro, you're gonna like a bullpup Talon Claw. You're gonna like a bullpup Lynx. You're gonna like, you know, everything that goes on from there. Other than that, let's go into number 7. At number 7, we have the Nerf Rival Pilot. Now this was not foreshadowed by anybody or anything. This came out of nowhere, and we were sideswiped by it, and it took the community by storm because, first off, it was a break action pistol, and it was Rival. Now Rival, we know that we can mod instantly into something that shoots short darts. So people started coming out with shells for it, you know, barrels, all this stuff, and it's a nice little pistol. Yeah, it was really cool, and for the price point, I think it was, what was it, $15, $10, something like that. It was affordable, and if you wanted to mod it, you could, but out of the gate, I think it hit 90 FPS, so way to go Nerf for that one. That one was probably one of Nerf's best blasters of the year, until a later one hit, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Into number 6. In the number 6 spot, we have the Dart Zone Max Outlaw. Now, this thing was amazing. It was a revolver that took cylinders, swappable cylinders. You could 3D print cylinders. You could 3D print a front end and some other pieces for the top if you really wanted to. And it's very customizable. You could paint it, everything. The internals were pretty simple. And it was basically the new 2.0 hammer shot. Which everybody has come to love and mod beyond, you know, recognition. I bought 2 myself, and I think I gave a few away. I don't remember. But yeah, I love them. They're great. I think they hit about, what was it, 110, 115-ish. So not bad at all. If you haven't picked one up yet, highly suggest go pick one up, test it for yourself, and you'll love it probably as much as I do. But other than that, let's get into number 5. All right, the number 5 spot, we have the big boy in the room, the Shri X from Nerf. This is Nerf's first pro blaster, and I was thrilled to see it. It does come in, I think, about $120, but if you decide to mod a Shri to the fullest extent of what the Shri X is going to cost about the same. But the Shri X comes with everything. Comes with a charger, a rechargeable LiPo, and it fires 160 out of the gate, which is great. That's basically that's what you need in any comp if you're running flywheelers. And when I went to Ragnar Oktoberfest, a lot of people were using it, and that says something. That says something for the community. Basically, it's finally saying that Nerf is good enough to use in a competition. Hasbro Blaster is good enough to use in a competition, so that's positive. Also, I think Luke from Darcy came out with some 3D printed kits. I think I put it on mine. So yeah, you can always decorate it and cosmetic it up if you really want to. But yeah, it's a great blaster out of the gate. On to number 4. In the number 4 space, we have the Dart Zone Solo Pro. And if you've been watching for the last month and a half or 2 months, you know I love this blaster because I think I bought all of them. I gave 3 away. I have 6 myself, I think. Yeah, 6. Yeah, I have 6 myself. And I sold a couple, and I gave some away. And it's crazy on how much FPS you get out of this little foldable blaster. 120 average out of this little flick out pistol thing, and it's just, I don't know why I love it. I kind of want to make a vest where I can just pull one out, fire it, pull one out, fire it, pull one out, you know, like the Boondock Saints guy. But yeah, I love it a lot, and sadly they're out of stock. Hopefully there'll be more in stock early next year on Walmart.com, because if you don't have one, I highly suggest you keep looking for them online, because they are a lot of fun. We actually went to an event a couple of weeks ago, and we actually had a solo pro battle where everybody just had a solo pro, and if you got tagged, you were out, and it was process of elimination. So it was a lot of fun. But yeah, that's the number 4 spot. On to number 3. In the number 3 spot is my new favorite flywheeler pistol. The Shri X is good. It's a little bulky for my standard. But the HC Diana, that one has my heart. I don't know why. I like it a lot. A lot of people said, oh, it has overheating issues. I haven't had a problem. I don't know why. Maybe I got lucky. I have 3D printed parts on mine from Xbox Games. It looks sick. I call it the Arctic Blast because it's white and it's clear. And it looks very cool. But the performance is great. Hits about, I think it was 130, 140 on the 4S LiPo that it comes with if you order from M416 Gel Blasters. And if you order from M416, it's about $100 less than if you order it from anybody else. So I'm just putting that out there. If you haven't picked it up and you're debating on picking it up and you're like, well, it's so much money. Trust me, you're not going to be disappointed if you buy it for like $210 from M416. They give you a magazine, the blaster, a LiPo, and you're pretty much set to go. You will need a LiPo charger to charge it, of course. They do sell those on their site as well with it. So if you're worried, just buy all of it all at once. I actually ordered the holster from M416, which should be coming hopefully in the next week or so, and we'll go over that probably in a short. But yeah, it's probably my new favorite flywheel pistol for this year. On to number 2. All right, now number 2 spot, we have the Worker Seagull. This came out in, what was it, September, October, and it was a really cool surprise. It was basically like the Harrier, just smaller, and And of course, when we first got it, we messed around with the springs, and you could actually put a Harrier spring into it. Probably not for a long time because it'll probably wear out. But you can put the Harrier spring in it, and you can get up to 270 FPS, which is ridiculous for a CQB blaster. But you don't have to. It's just because you can. But you can put all sorts of stocks on it if you want. Sights, barrels. Well, not barrels, but you can use the Harrier barrels in it as well. It's very compatible. Saber made some metal parts for the Harrier, which also go into the Seagull. And I think they're working on releasing the mag release fairly soon. I know Out of Darts has it for pre-order at the moment, along with the other parts. So yeah, it's a good baby brother to the Harrier in that family. So yeah, number 2 goes to the Seagull. For CQB, it's probably the best blaster around, especially for the price point. I think it was like $125. So yeah, I think I got mine off at M416. It was $125. So on to the honorable mentions. All right, for the honorable mentions, we have a few out there, not too many. We have the Javelin from Tinkershot. Now, this blaster I love. Is very smooth. The construction is crazy good. He puts a lot of time and work into his blasters, and is very beautiful and functions. Is probably the best functioning 3D printed blaster I think I fired ever. It took me a while to get used to the pump without using my thumb, because I'm always used to, the worker foregrips. It took me a minute to get used to it, but it's great. I like it a lot. It shoots about 220, 225. You can get a different version now. I think it's called the extended version, but you can actually go up in FPS, which is great. But yeah, the Javelin, that's a good honorable mention. The next one is the whole X-Shot Insanity line. X-Shot came to play with that line. Not only individual blasters were good and affordable, but then you could combine them all to make this monstrosity of a blaster station and just annihilate people. Yeah, it was crazy. It was insane. But I think for the fun factor, it was top tier. If you have a 10-year-old or something, they're going to love all those blasters, and they're going to love the thing that it builds in the very end if you get all of them. So kudos to them, and honorable mentions all the way for them. And then the last one I want to say is the Dart Zone Co-ops Thunderbolt. It's a good blaster, but we've already seen it. We saw it last year with the Spectrum. I wouldn't mind seeing a red Thunderbolt, because we already have a green one, and we saw a green and a red Spectrum. So where's the red Thunderbolt? But basically it's a repeat. It's like the 2.0 version. So it's good. There's nothing wrong with it, and you can always make it better, because it's basically a strife in a sense. But yeah, it is worth an honorable mention. Now on to number 1. And in the number 1 spot, we of course have the Harrier, my baby. When I said that I was in love with this blaster in my first video, I meant it. I have used this blaster more often than not in all my games, and it has pulled through every single time. You can switch out the springs, you can switch out the barrels. Saber made all the upgrade parts for it, and with all the metal in it, it's going to last probably close to forever. But other than that, I can't say any more about it, because I think I did like 4 videos on it, going over stuff, opening it up, closing it back in. Has a litany of different things that you can put on it, put with it. 3D printed stocks, 3D print, threaded barrel system, different springs, easy swap out. Yeah, it's top tier material. If you don't have one by now, I highly recommend you go pick one up. Is it worth $180? Yes, definitely. Injection molded, up to 300 FPS with the highest spring. Highly recommend you go pick one up if you haven't already. But let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know if you have the same opinions, if you have different opinions. But like I said, these are mine. Let me know what you think. Other than that, guys, Happy New Year. And hopefully we see some good stuff in 2024 as much as this year, because there were a lot of good blasters and not too many bad ones. A couple, but not many. But hopefully 2024 holds a lot more for us to behold. But until then, I'm Gims Mods, and I will see you in the next year. All right? Talk to you later, guys. Bye.